The cameras were rolling, the floodlights were blazing, and the entire football world was watching Spain's newest superstar step up to the microphone. But nobody was prepared for what came next. Lamine Yamal, just 19 years old and already a World Cup champion, reached up and casually touched the chain around his neck. And then he dropped a line that made every reporter in the room forget their questions. "It's not a gift because I paid for it myself. A gift from me to me." The room went silent. The chain, encrusted with diamonds and crafted in white gold, was worth over $1 million. $1 million around the neck of a teenager who, just a few years ago, was sharing a tiny apartment where the kitchen and bedroom were in the same room. But that wasn't the story that had the internet on fire. That story was about his girlfriend, Ines Garcia, and the two necklaces worth €45,000 that she was wearing in the stands while Spain marched toward glory. And when the pictures started circulating, the backlash was immediate, brutal, and relentless. It was the quarterfinal against Belgium, and Spain were dominating the game. But the cameras caught something else entirely. Ines Garcia, Lamine Yamal's girlfriend, was sitting in the stands, and around her neck was a piece of jewelry that seemed to glow under the stadium lights. According to Spanish outlet El Desmarque, the necklace was a custom piece worth an estimated €30,000. It was crafted from pink gold and studded with diamonds, but it wasn't just about the price tag. The necklace told a story. 4 charms hung from it, each one representing a number that had defined Yamal's career. 41, the shirt number he wore when he debuted for Barcelona at just 15 years old. 27, the number he wore when he became a key player for the Catalan Giants. 19, the number he wears for the Spanish national team. And 10, the number he wears for Barcelona as their new superstar. The necklace also included a crown, a symbol that needed no explanation, and 2 hands interlocked, a tribute to his signature goal celebration. For the fans watching at home, it was a stunning display of wealth and romance. For the critics, it was something else entirely. How could a teenager be spending €30,000 on a gift for his girlfriend while the world was still recovering from a global economic crisis? The backlash was immediate. Social media erupted with opinions ranging from admiration to outright condemnation. Some called it a beautiful gesture, while others questioned the priorities of a young athlete who seemed to be living in a world far removed from ordinary reality. Just when everyone thought the controversy had reached its peak, another detail emerged that made the whole thing even more explosive. The €30,000 necklace was just the beginning. Yamal had previously gifted Ines another necklace, this one adorned with his initials, LY, and valued at nearly €15,000. Combined, the 2 necklaces were worth approximately €45,000. The second necklace was spotted on Ines during the semi-final match against France, and she was wearing it proudly in the stands, smiling as Spain secured their place in the World Cup final. The gesture was undeniably romantic. Yamal had essentially given his girlfriend a small fortune in jewelry, all while leading his country to the biggest stage in world football. But the reaction from fans was polarized. Some praised the young star for treating his girlfriend like royalty, calling it a sign of his maturity and love. Others were less impressed. He's 18 years old and spending €45,000 on necklaces, one fan commented on social media. He should be saving his money for the future. This is reckless. Another fan, however, defended the Barcelona winger. It's his hard-earned money. He can spend it on whatever he wants. Let the kid live. He's earned it. The debate raged on across every platform, with millions weighing in on whether Yamal's spending was romantic or irresponsible. But the story didn't stop there, because the young star had even more surprises in store. The controversy reached a fever pitch when Yamal showed up to Spain's pre-match press conference ahead of the semi-final against France. It was his 19th birthday, and he was wearing something that made the entire room freeze. Draped around his neck was a white gold and diamond chain that looked like it belonged in a jewelry store window, not on a teenager's chest. The reporters were quick to notice, and they asked him about the piece. Yamal's answer was as bold as his fashion choices. "I haven't received many gifts yet. I want to beat the French and give myself a trip to New York. And this chain around my neck is a birthday gift from myself." The chain, according to reports, was worth over $1 million. The room went silent for a moment. This was a teenager, a 19-year-old kid, casually admitting that he had bought himself a $1 million piece of jewelry. Not a car. Not a house. A chain. The internet, predictably, exploded. Comparisons started flying everywhere. Some fans pointed out that Yamal's chain was worth more than most people's homes. Others simply laughed, calling it the most baller move they had ever seen from a footballer. But what made the moment even more remarkable was what came next. When asked about former Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy's controversial remark that France were a great team, but did not have any French players, Yamal, the son of a Moroccan father and Equatorial Guinean mother, delivered a response that silenced everyone. Tomorrow we'll play a brilliant match, but if football serves any purpose, it's to bring people together, he said. France and Spain are examples of integration. That's what football is all about. Not talking about what someone else has said. It was a masterclass in diplomacy, delivered by a player wearing diamonds around his neck. For those who had been following Yamal's journey, the display of wealth wasn't entirely surprising. The young winger had been collecting expensive jewelry for years. During the World Cup, he had been seen wearing a Batman-inspired diamond chain that was reportedly worth around $400,000. He also owned a yellow-gold necklace encrusted with diamonds and precious gems, crafted by New York jeweler Tajia Diamonds. But the contrast between Yamal's current lifestyle and his upbringing was stark. In an interview, Yamal had opened up about his humble beginnings. He grew up in a small apartment in Rocafonda, a working-class neighborhood in Mataró, where the kitchen and the bedroom were in the same room. His mother worked multiple jobs to support the family, and she bought him a second-hand PlayStation 2 and 3 before he finally got a PlayStation 4. When he became a professional footballer, the first thing he did was ask his mother what area she wanted a house in. I came from an apartment where the kitchen and bedroom were in the same place. I see my mother happy. I see that my brother can have the childhood I would have wanted, and that's what makes me happiest. His grandmother, meanwhile, had sneaked onto a bus from Morocco and started working 3 shifts to bring his father to Spain. His mother had come from Guinea, and the family had lived in a residence for young parents. The journey from that apartment to a $1 million necklace was almost impossible to comprehend. Yamal had also opened up about the pain of his father being stabbed when he was just 16. I tried to go to Mataró immediately, but they locked me in the house, and I tried to escape. It was a tough time. For all the diamond chains, the kid from Rocafonda had not forgotten where he came from. The drama reached its peak on July 19, 2026, when Spain defeated Argentina in the World Cup final. As the celebrations erupted around him, Yamal found a quiet moment with Inés Garcia. She posted an emotional message on social media. "You did it. Congratulations, my love. You are the champion of the world." Yamal responded with a simple but powerful message. "I love you, my love." It was a moment of genuine emotion, a rare glimpse into the personal life of a player who had just conquered the world. But even as the confetti fell, the debate about his lifestyle continued. And then, the internet unearthed something that made the whole thing even more chaotic. Old videos of Inés Garcia resurfaced, in which she had bluntly said that footballers are only known through their glamorous partners. She had even admitted that she only knew who Lamine Yamal was because he was with Argentine singer Nicki Nicole. And when asked to choose between Yamal and Jude Bellingham, she laughed and said, "Bellingham." The internet exploded. The couple, however, seemed unfazed. Yamal had already addressed his life in the spotlight in a previous interview. "The truth is that everyone says no. Everyone in my circle says no to everything. If I want to go out, no. If I say that I want to go out to eat, no. The question should be, who do you listen to? My mother." He also spoke about the isolation that came with fame. "I want to go out for a drink, and I can't because people will stop me. But I don't mind being a star. Honestly, I don't. In fact, I like it." The contradiction was clear. A teenager who loved the spotlight, but was constantly being told to stay out of it. A World Cup champion who had already spent more on jewelry than most people would see in a lifetime. Or isi Terra ek 19 Sale ka ladka jo kabi ek kote esi apartment main reda the aj denaya ka sab esi bada champion high. Or apni mohabit ko krorian ki necklace pena raha high. Lekin yekahani surf paisai ki nahi. Yekahani hayas insan ki jo apni family, or apni sapno, ko kabi nahi bola.